Hello everybody, Chef Bob here today. I'm going to show you some basic tips and techniques for getting the most out of your Kamado style grill, smoker, oven. This is the King Griller by Char-Griller. It's the Akorn model. And I'm going to show you basically how to get a good fire started, and then we'll go on to make a couple of different foods. So the first thing I'll show you is I'm going to use some regular charcoal. This is hardwood charcoal. Then I'm going to use some lump charcoal, and I'll show you how to make your own lump charcoal from logs. First thing we'll do is we'll remove the grate. And we'll use the chimney starter. And these are very easy to use if you've never used one. You just set the little ledge inside. There's a little stop on the bottom. And then you crumple up a couple of sheets of paper. I usually use about 3 pieces of paper. I crumple them up and put them in the bottom. Okay. So like so. You just put the paper in the bottom. Now, make sure your bottom vent is all the way open, and put your chimney starter right in the middle. I then like to put maybe 2 handfuls of regular charcoal. This is called a hardwood charcoal, but any type of charcoal will work. Now on top of that, I do have some lump charcoal that I made, and I'll show you how to make your own. And I'm going to put that on top next. Lump charcoal is basically just charred wood chunks. I'll try to put the smaller chunks in first. And that's all there is to it. Now we're ready to light the fire. So using a long lighter, a barbecue lighter, I'm going to stick it underneath and light the chimney starter. Okay, that's all there is to it. Now we'll let this go for about 15 to 20 minutes until all of our charcoals are red and glowing, and then I'll show you the next step. In the meantime, while this is getting started, I'm going to take our charcoal, our smoking stone, which is the Akorn smoking stone, and we'll put this on top once we scatter the coals. And this will prevent the fire from touching our food directly. It's perfect for smoking or any type of high smoke, low grill, or oven-based cooking and different recipes. So I'll show you how to use this right now. I'm going to go and cover this with foil while this gets heated up. Okay, it's been only about 5 minutes or so, and you can see we have some flames coming out of the chimney starter. I'm looking in there and the coals are pretty red hot already. So a lot of times that lump charcoal will really ignite and get hot very quickly. So one thing I highly recommend is that you get yourself a nice pair of heat-resistant gloves. These are a pair of barbecuing gloves. It always pays to play it safe when you're around high heat and fire like this. So what I'm going to do is I'll explain to you ahead of time, because once I do it I'll have to move fairly quickly. So I'm going to pick this up, and the hot coals will automatically dump out of the chimney starter because they'll come off of that ledge. I'll distribute them, and at that point I'm going to put these 2 half logs on top. What happens is this will provide the smoke, but also these will turn into lump charcoal. So when we're done and we put our fire out, these will be nice small charcoal chunks like you saw me put in when we first started. So this will prepare lump charcoal for next time. And what I mean is, you see it like this, and this is what it'll turn into. It'll turn into nice lump charcoal for next time. So I'm also going to put these on top. So I'll put these, which I prepared last time, along with these two brand new pieces. And if you're wondering, how do you get nice pieces like this, it's simple. Just take a regular log that you would put in your fireplace and cut it in half. I just use a handsaw and to cut it in half, and it makes nice sized mini logs, which are perfect for your Akorn griller. Okay, let's do it. There we go. Put this over here. Okay. Now I'll put our two new logs on top of the hot coals. And I'll put our two pieces of charred logs from last time, evenly distributed. Now, as you see, I've covered our ceramic smoking stone. Now I'll place this on top of those logs and coals. Now I'll put our grill on top. And we're all set. Now we just need to give it a couple of minutes. I like to wait until it gets up to around, say 200 degrees, and then I'll start. Now let me explain what we're going to do is I like to cook at what I would call a high heat smoke or a low heat grill. I like to get a little bit of smokiness in there along with some of the grilling effect. So it's a combination type of cooking is my favorite type of cooking. And I'll show you how to do this. I think today we'll make some bratwurst on here, and I'll show you the technique I use with this type of fire. And it's going to be, say, 200 to 250 temperature we're going to cook at the whole time. And it's going to take about an hour. So we're going for a low heat, where we're going to get smoke and grill effect, and it'll be perfect. You'll see. Okay, we're at about 225 degrees. What I've just done was I've closed the top vent most of the way. I only have a small opening on the top, and the bottom is open wider. Now let me explain. If you want to cook and get more of a smoke flavor, more of a smoke type cooking or grilling, then you'll want to control the heat by the top vent. You'll want to trap as much of the smoke as possible, which means you will restrict this exhaust vent as much as possible. That will retain the smoke. That means this will also be the vent that controls your temperature. If you want less smoke but more of a grilling effect, this would be more wide open, and you'll control the intake vent for your heat. That would control your heat at that point. That way you're releasing more of the smoke, and you're controlling the heat by the intake vent. So in our case, I'll just have this open moderately. Right now I have it open at 2 if you're using an Akorn. And I'm going to close this most of the way. It's only open a little bit. I want to try to keep it at a maximum temperature of 250. So now whenever you open this, in fact, even for just simple opening, I recommend using your heat resistant gloves, because the Kamado style grills like the Akorn, the Big Green Egg, and others can do a flashback. And one of the techniques to try to minimize that is to, what they say, burping it or letting the hot air out and some fresh air in to try to equalize the temperature and combustion pressures. There we go. Okay. Now I'm just going to take our bratwurst and place it on the grates. I'm going to try to keep it all centered above that smoking stone so no flames can directly touch the bratwurst. I have them spread about equally so the smoke can get around them. So I try to keep enough space between them to get the smoke evenly around them. Now we'll just close it up and we'll check, say in 5 minutes, to make sure our temperature is in between the 200 and 250 range. And we'll just let it go. And like I said, it's going to take about, I'm going to guess, maybe an hour to get the brats fully cooked throughout, because this is a much lower temperature than we normally grill at. Normally when you're grilling, you're probably grilling at 350 degrees or so, or maybe even hotter. So at a 2 to 250, we're much lower, and we want to get that internal temp to about 165 minimum inside those brats. So we'll leave this go for a while, and we'll check it, and then I'll bring you back when it's finished. Okay, it's been about 45 minutes, 50 minutes. We've kept the temperature between 240 and 260, and I measured the temperature, and it was greater than 165, so we're all set. Let's take them out. Now what I like to do is everything I cook in my acorn, I like to put in a nice cast iron Dutch oven here, a cast iron pot. Put in there, leave it rest for a little while. Oh, look at these. Whoa, what the did you see that juice squirt out of there? Wow. Close our vents. Okay. Let me bring these over to the camera so you can see. Look at that. Can you see those? They're delicious looking. Now let's give one a little taste here. Look at the color. The nice smoke on that. Nice deep brown. I'll try a little slice here. Mmm. Delicious. Mmm. There you have it. Delicious. Smoked, grilled bratwurst using an Akorn Kamado style grill. So thank you for watching, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please press the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Gotta give this a try.